More drama. More drills.
And I'm feeling good.
One of the great scenes in all of college football.
Today in Happy Valley, for the first time, a playoff win is on the line. So this whiteout will be one of a kind.
One play at a time at a championship standard.
The Mustangs won't be blinded by the light, with a leader who can rise to the occasions and prove they belong in Beaver Stadium and beyond.
How about those Mustangs? Time to take the next step.
Penn State will feed off the home field frenzy.
We're going to need this place rocking. Kind of crash the party a little bit.
SMU must fight through it.
Go! The moment is right now.
In round one of the new college football playoff. And we couldn't ask for more.
I'm feeling good.
Welcome to the Fortnite OG kickoff. Here from State College, PA, the arena of dreams, as we usher in a new era of college football. SMU, the 11th seed, against number 6 seed Penn State. Two squads 4 steps away from college football enshrinement and enthronement and a potential championship. Folks, this year, the average temperature for SMU football games was 72 degrees. Hey, Stangs, you're not in Dallas anymore. It feels like 12 degrees here at Nittany Lion Stadium. Let's take a look at a little bit of inventory. Last night, an impressive win by Notre Dame over Indiana, 27-17. Roddy Jones, what do you make of what you saw last night and moving forward?
A dominant performance by Notre Dame. Now they've got to gear up for the Georgia Bulldogs, and we are set for a heck of a performance, a heck of a show between Penn State and SMU here today for the second game of this 12-team college football playoff.
As we take a look at the OG spotlight, a look at how these two teams got to this point. It started off 3 games really told a story, and then they made a huge quarterbacking change. We'll tell you more about that in just a minute. They averaged almost 39 points a game, the Mustangs did, Roddy.
And they flipped this roster on the offensive and defensive lines. People asked, after winning 11 games in the American Conference, could they do it with the step up in competition in the ACC? They absolutely did, falling just short in the ACC championship game.
Meanwhile, for the Nittany Lions, they only lost 1 game at home here this year, 2 overall. And they've got stars on both sides of the football as we continue to take a look at the storyline presented by Fortnite OG. Still a few moments before the opening kickoff. Penn State against SMU for the 3rd time in their respective histories. Back in a moment. You're watching the Fortnite OG kickoff. Out of the ACC, SMU ready to take the field. Led by head coach Rhett Lashley in his 3rd year on the sidelines. And here they come. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones alongside Roddy Jones. Quint Kesnick down in the field joining us in just a bit alongside Tom Luganville as well. Roddy, we're finally here ushering in a new era of college football. This is the 2nd game of the college football playoff. Let's start with SMU. Kevin Jennings, their quarterback, is a mastermind with his improvisational skills at his position.
He's one of the best players in the country that not a lot of people know about, and he's the real point guard of this SMU offense, distributing the ball to a litany of playmakers. And the thing that makes him excellent is his accuracy. He's great with the back shoulder throws, those receivers pushing up the field, putting it where only his guys can catch it. You mentioned that mobility. His ability to throw on the run and place the ball exactly where it needs to be is phenomenal. And then in the quarterback run game, making the defense play 11-on-11 football is going to be a big part of this game here today for an SMU offense that's been high-powered all year long.
He became the starter in the 4th game of the regular season, hasn't looked back since. Meanwhile, for Penn State, they have Tyler Warren at tight end, the best tight end in the country. You got to look where he lines up, too.
The 7th in the country for Heisman voting for a reason. You can see that they're going to find 44. A great throw and his ability to go up and get it. He's got to line up all over the place, including the quarterback position. And despite being 6'6", 260 pounds, he's got the ability with the ball in his hands to really make a difference. He'll also line up at center. Doesn't matter if he's covered or not. Here he's well covered, goes up, snags it. They're going to find 44 no matter where he is. SMU has to do the same.
We'll be back in just a moment. The kickoff just a few moments away. You're watching the college football playoff first round presented by Allstate. It's the 11th seed against the number 6 seed SMU taking on Penn State for the 3rd time in this series. Let's go downstairs to Tom Luganville, standing by with head coach Rex Lashley.
Well, Coach, you defer the opening kickoff. What do you have to do in the early moments of this first quarter to give you a chance to win it in the 4th?
Yeah, we just got to survive the early surge of momentum they have from the crowd, from being at home, and then just settle in, play our game.
Good luck, man.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, they got off to a rocky start in their conference championship game against Clemson, but behind number 7 right there, Kevin Jennings made a strong comeback, only to come up short by a field goal. SMU won the toss, deferring to the second half. The Nittany Lions will receive the opening kick. Warren will be on the field shortly for the Nittany Lions. Rogers kicking off to Singleton from the 5. And a nice return by Singleton out around the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10. Let's go downstairs to Quinn.
We take our first look at Drew Aller, Penn State quarterback, 20-year-old, prototypical size, 21-5 as a starter. His story, though, it's about improvement. Deep ball accuracy, pocket presence, and as a runner, his leadership will be tested today. He says he's from Ohio, and the cold has really no impact on his performance today. He's very used to it, Mark.
He's going to have to be. Singleton lining up in the backfield, makes the catch. He's a good receiver, but he stopped immediately right near the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line for little or no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Walker making the tackle for the Mustangs. SMU has one of the top run defenses in the country, giving up just a little under 3 yards per carry. Aller looking to pass again, completes it to the 35-yard line. That's Wallace the 3rd working against Crossley, limiting him to a gain out to the 34, a pickup of 7. James Franklin is the head coach of the Nittany Lions in his 11th season on the sidelines. He's been telling his team to a man, hey, we have 65 plays left on both sides of the ball, 20 on special teams. This is the time to let it all hang out. Singleton and Allen in the backfield. Warren motions, now sets. Aller with plenty of time. Surveys, and it's incomplete. Cale Sanders with good pressure near the end of that sequence, and it'll be a 3 and out for Penn State.
It looked like Penn State was expecting man-to-man coverage from that SMU defense. Little mesh concept, 2 crossers across the field. Drew Aller has to scramble, tries to get it out to Liam Clifford, but as the defender's bearing down on him, just has to toss it. But SMU played that zone coverage, nowhere to go with the football. Aller wisely tries to scramble, but nothing there.
Riley Thompson into punt from his own 25-yard line, knows the football pointed down, an end-over-end punt. caroms at the 29 and now takes an SMU bounce out to the 32-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for quarterback Kevin Jennings, a redshirt sophomore out of Oak Hill, Texas, Cliff High School, where he won a national championship as a senior. There's a look at some of his impressive numbers.
He is a fluid athlete that is going to have a better start than he did in the ACC championship game. An early strip sack led to a Clemson touchdown. An early interception led to another score. He's got to manage his emotions and the weather in this crowd.
Rashard Smith in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And little or no gain. Zane Durant and Thomas making the stop on the play. Let's check out our impact players, brought to you by M&M's.
For SMU, it's running back Rashard Smith, who's a threat running and receiving, and Abdul Carter, one of the best defenders in the country.
Jennings gets it out quickly, wide open for first down out near midfield. That's the tight end, Matthew Hibner, moving the chains, a guy that's really emerged after the injury to their #1 tight end. First and 10, and they will be going quickly, folks. The run into the boundary, a good gain for about 7 yards. That was Smith again.
And on that pass to Hibner, the tempo bothered Penn State's defense. They had a misalignment. Nobody was over Hibner, and it led to the big game.
They're going to spot the ball, bring it back to the 43. Up at the line of scrimmage quickly once again. Jennings taking a shot downfield. Incomplete at the 6-yard line. Intended for Smith. There's a flag down in the vicinity at the 11-yard line. Kimber was defending on the play. Had his arm around his waist there.
Pass interference on the defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Rodney.
No, and honestly, they could have gotten him earlier in the route. It was press coverage, and right off the line, Keyshawn Smith beat Jalen Kimber. He grabbed him off the line, and then later on grabs the waist. And this SMU offense that predicates itself on successful drives, which they define as 7 plays or 7 points, is putting together a successful one here on the first drive of the game.
They also like to spread the offense around among several different receivers. Smith sets in the backfield to the right of Jennings. And Jennings slides in safely at the 23-yard line. Picks up 4 on the play.
Importantly there, no pressure on Kevin Jennings. The SMU offensive line doing a really nice job with an excellent defensive line at Penn State.
On the RPO, he hands it off to Smith. Smith is brought down at the 20. It'll be third down at about 2. DeLuca and Durant making a stop on the play. Another 4-yard gain up to the line of scrimmage quickly again. 3 receivers out to the bottom of your screen. Smith gets the call. It's going to be very close. They're going to spot it short of the first down. Just shy of the 18-yard line. Interesting decision coming up. What do you make of it?
Well, Rhett Lashley looks like he's going to be aggressive. They typically are not a big 4th-and-go team, but with the wind, they've got a strong wind blowing in their face, in the kicker's face. Looks like they're going to try and go for it.
The analytics say go for it on 4th and 3 or less from there. They're 9 of 16 on 4th down. L.J. Johnson in the backfield. Now we're going to have a whistle on the field and a timeout called by the Mustangs.
Timeout. SMU. They're first.
This SMU offense putting together a good drive. James Franklin a little fired up at one of his assistants, trying to get everybody lined up. Big 4th down coming up.
There's Kobe King. Shortly into the opening drive against Oregon a couple of weeks ago, he was vomiting because of the incredible pace of the Ducks offense. Here we go on 4th and short for SMU. Jennings keeps it, throws it, incomplete, and Penn State takes over on downs. Wheatley made a big hit to jar the ball loose. A brazen call by Lashley. Look at this.
And a bit of a decision that Kevin Jennings would like to have back. He's got the first down. All you have to do is keep running. Decides to throw it down the field to Matthew Hibner. And he knows that his quarterback got greedy, trying to go for the big play, the knockout punch to Hibner when you have the first down. Kevin Jennings should have gone straight for the sticks, gotten the first down, and continued that drive. Big stop for Penn State on defense.
Wow, they take over just shy of the 20-yard line. They had a 3 and out. Tyler Warren in the backfield takes the snap, trying to get around the end, and he's going to be brought down at about the 25. We told you in the show opening that he's going to line up in so many different positions, Roddy. There we get an example. He picks up 6.
And you get an example of how hard he is to bring down, pushing off multiple SMU defenders as he's going to the sideline. They have a chance to stop him for no gain. A couple guys have a chance. Instead, he gets a 5-yard gain, set up second down.
Going to hand it off to Allen. Brought down after a gain of 2 on the play. Katron Allen coming off a 124-yard performance in the conference championship game. Had a touchdown in that performance as well. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Allen and Singleton. A very productive 1-2 punch in the backfield for Penn State all season long.
And this is where Penn State has been great. On 3rd downs, 47.8% on the season. And a lot of it is because they end up in a lot of these 3rd and short situations where they can run or throw it.
Allen sets in the backfield. Allen with a clean pocket, and he's going to take off. Picks up the first down out to the 34. And that has been part of his improvement over the last year, his ability to use his legs to make plays.
It's part of what they challenged him with, the ability to hurt defenses when he pulls the ball down. Didn't like what he saw down the field. And knowing that he had a 3rd and short, put your foot in the ground, get up the field, get the first down. Nice job by Drew Allen.
Warren sets. They're going to keep it on the ground. Allen bounces it outside, but he's brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Hey, the college basketball season, folks, is heating up, which means the tournament is right around the corner. Watch the NCAA March Madness men's tournament beginning March 18th on TBS, CBS, TNT, True TV, and stream on Max. March is right around the corner. Hey, we got brackets in football now. You got to love it. There's a look at the 12-team college football playoff bracket. Notre Dame will move on to play Georgia after handling Indiana yesterday. Aller with the play action fake. Little shovel pass ahead to Allen. And Katron Allen stopped up by Wachovia, but not after he picked up the first down.
SMU defensively did a nice job of taking away Tyler Warren, but Katron Allen just checks his pass protection responsibilities. Nobody's coming. He leaks out of the backfield, gets a nice gain.
He is the power component of that speed and power backfield combo platter with Singleton and him. That time he stopped up by Anthony Booker.
Anthony Booker at 350 pounds did a really good job of getting down the line to wrangle Katron Allen, and that is part of the big reason that SMU defensively has been so stout against the run. 3 transfers coming in from Miami, Maryland, and Miami, and Jafari Harvey, Anthony Booker, and Jared Harrison Hunt that have all played really well up front for the Mustangs.
Going to hand it off again, this time to Singleton, who comes back in the football game, picks up 3. Harvey makes the stop. Let's go down to Tom.
Well, guys, the mood on the SMU sideline over here is one of composure, poise, and being in command. They took the crowd out of that initial offensive drive. Even though they didn't come away with points, it's been awfully quiet down here on the field. No panic with SMU. They're ready for the moment.
Yeah, interesting, Tom. The late incompletion aside on 4th down, that it was an impressive drive to start the game. We have a man down on the field. We're going to take a short timeout as Harrison Hunt comes off under his own power. Back after this.
The College Football Playoff First Round is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. And in part by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Folks, that's what it looked like this morning at 5:50 a.m. when our crew showed up to work. They were still taking the tarp off of the field here at the stadium, and conditions a little bit better right now. Let's go down to Q for more. What's that field like, Q?
Well, it snowed on Monday, it snowed on Friday. The field is firm, it's not frozen. You can see the grass is starting to go dormant. It's a fast field. I think the biggest issue in this game will be ball security. It's cold, the ball can be tight and slick, and you'll see it perhaps impact on special teams where the ball doesn't carry as far off the kicker's foot.
Aller slings it incomplete. Ball came out pretty well there, just off target, intended for Harrison Wallace III. What do you make about the field and what Q just had to offer?
I was down on the field pregame, and the field's in really good condition, especially for this time of year. It's just going to hurt a little bit more for both teams when you hit the ground. With the firmness of it, the ball is sort of the thing that you have to get used to because it is more slick. Sometimes that can not only impact you catching the football, but also holding on to it in the run game.
Riley Thompson with another punt, his second of the afternoon. This one caroms out of bounds at about the 20-21 yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for SMU, who on their last drive were unable to convert on 4th down deep in Penn State territory. 33-yard punt. Kevin Jennings, a great story. He and Preston Stone were co-starters going into the regular season, and then Jennings took over after the loss against Duke, became the starter, and really took control of the huddle with his calm and equanimity. Has a lot of respect from the entire unit. Hibner in motion. Jennings hands it off to Brashard Smith. Nowhere to go for him. Stout defense inside. Itzard making the tackle that time for Penn State.
SMU is going to have to find a way to run the ball downhill, and that offensive line has their hands full with guys like Keziah Izzard. The thing is, Brashard Smith is not a natural running back, so sometimes that feel isn't quite there. Had a little bit of a hole where he could have gotten something on that last play, and forced to stop for no gain.
Jennings looking to pass. Over the middle, picked off, and it's coming back. DeLuca, touchdown! That is the bane of SMU's offensive existence. The early turnover that we talked about in the opening, that Luganville had a chance to offer with head coach Lashley, and they've unfortunately seen it come to fruition, falling behind 7-0 on this pick six thrown right here. DeLuca taking it back. The Nittany Lions with the lead when we return.
Mustangs, we don't just challenge expectations.
We shatter them.
It's a feeling we all share, an unbridled drive that moves us.
To rival the unrivaled.
To expect the unexpected.
And to outdo ourselves again and again and again.
We live to shake the ground beneath our feet. To make the improbable dream a right now reality.
Because we can.
And because we must.
Welcome back, everyone. 7-0 Penn State with the lead on the pick six by Dominic DeLuca. It's exactly what Coach Lashley said they couldn't afford to happen in consecutive weeks like they did against Clemson. SMU falling behind early via the turnover. Rashard Smith is back for this kick. He has a kickoff return or two for a touchdown in his career, and that's going to be a flag. It'll come out to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 from there. Let's go back and look at that last touchdown. Let's see who's game ready today, brought to you by Great Clips.
Well, Keziah Izzard is game ready. He's going to loop around the center and get turned loose to create the pressure. And then Dominic DeLuca just has his eyes on the quarterback, sees Rashard Smith leaking out of the backfield, starts to make his way that way. It's a bad throw by Kevin Jennings, and he ends up in the end zone. And that's the second real mistake for Kevin Jennings. He's disappointed because essentially he's cost his team 2 turnovers. One, the turnover on downs with the throw down the field when he had the first down running. That one, the pick 6 that led to points.
Almost a 2-touchdown swing, you could say. Let's see how he responds. They toss it into the boundary. Smith turned the corner and tiptoes out to the 42-yard line, where he's pushed out of bounds by Kobe King. We talked about Penn State getting used to the pace. King had a problem against Oregon. He told us yesterday it was the pickle juice, Roddy.
A likely story.
Smith between the tackles this time. Picks up about 3. Sutton making the stop on the play. Sets up a short 3rd down, about 2 to go. Up to the line of scrimmage quickly again. Smith gets the call. He's going to be stopped up. An impervious show of defense there by Penn State. And it's 4th down.
Well, it's a really nice play by Jalen Reed, the safety, who's going to come right downhill and meet Rashard Smith in the hole off the right side of the offensive line. It opens up for him. He squeezes Rashard Smith towards that tackle and then does an excellent job of bringing him down. The #1 tackler for this Penn State defense comes up big on a 3rd and short.
Isaac Pearson into punt from his own 29. A low line drive punt, doesn't carry very far. He shanked it. That went out of bounds right around the 35-yard line of the Nittany Lions. And all things considered, Penn State will start off with pretty good field position here. With an early flex, they lead at 7-0 when we come back. The NCAA Women's Volleyball National Championship matches tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN Plus in English and Spanish. Louisville taking on Penn State in Louisville. The Cardinals earned their 2nd national championship match in the last 3 years. They lost to Texas in 2022. Boy, what a comeback by the volleyball team from Penn State a couple of nights ago in their semifinal.
A reverse sweep after losing the first 2 sets. They come back to win it.
Aller wide open at the 40-yard line. It's caught. Khalil Dinkins. He's the other tight end that rarely gets mentioned, lost in the huge shadow of Tyler Warren.
But he's really what allows Tyler Warren to do all the different things that Tyler Warren does. Khalil Dinkins is a great blocker. He's an excellent receiver, just doesn't get as many opportunities because Tyler Warren is so good that you don't want to take away opportunities from 44. That looked like they were looking for Tyler Warren on the shot, but Khalil Dinkins made himself available.
1st and 10 from the 45. Singleton in the backfield. He gets the call. Singleton turns the corner. Got another 1st down into SMU territory. Got a good block on the edge from Khalil Dinkins as well, Roddy. So Dinkins catching the ball, doing a nice job blocking here.
Well, Tyler Warren on the front side does a nice job sealing it. And then you're going to see 16 Khalil Dinkins come around and get a block on the corner.
Penn State complete. Aller fitted into a tight window down to the 25. Warren with another reception.
It's that same play that they ran on the 3rd down and long that they got stopped on. Crossers over the middle, and then Tyler Warren just hooks up over the ball. Drew Aller slings it between the 2 defenders, and the sure-handed Warren makes the catch. But it's throws like that, the ability to drive the ball in the middle of the field, that really have shown up time and time again for Drew Aller this season.
Think about his incredible improvement going back to a year ago this time. Singleton and Allen both in the ball game right now. Singleton in motion. It's Allen off the little shuffle pass. Pardon me, Tyler Warren. Boy, a lot of moving parts on that. A lot of window dressing, Roddy.
Well, Andy Kotelnicki's starting to cook a little bit. It's going to 15. It's going to 44. There's a lot of stuff going on pre-snap, and they've got tempo.
Pass incomplete, dropped by Singleton. It's going to be ruled incomplete. Elijah Roberts might have gotten a piece of that. Got a hand up. It'll be 3rd down and 8 coming up. And Coach Kotelnicki, the first-year offensive coordinator. Coach Franklin brought in 2 new coordinators this year. It's worked out extremely well for them. Kotelnicki coming over from Kansas a season ago. What's his signature?
I would say creativity is the signature. He said something to us yesterday that really stood out. He said, not all 5-yard gains are created equal. Some 5-yard gains stress the defense in a way that makes them think and can help set up things later on in the game.
On 3rd and 8, Allen's going to be sacked back to the 29. The Mustangs defense shows up. Elijah Roberts, the transfer from Miami, with a big play.
It's pressure off the right side, off the edge. It's Ahmad Walker, and then up the middle, Elijah Roberts, who his sack numbers are not what they were a year ago. This was a guy with double-digit sacks a year ago, only 5.5 this year, but his pressure numbers are still huge. Penn State still has the offense on the field.
Wow.
Maybe concerned about the ability to kick the ball in this weather.
On 4th and 13. We've got to get down to the 16-yard line to pick up the 1st down. Got a trips formation out to the top of the screen. The analytics actually say to kick. Aller drops back, in trouble. Eludes the rush. And it's incomplete. SMU will take over this time on downs. Good pressure up front by Harrison Hunt.
What the analytics don't know is that it feels like it's 10 degrees outside and the wind is up to 20 miles an hour. So I have no problem with Penn State feeling like their best opportunity to get points was to go for it in that situation. Kicking is going to be an adventure.
Right.
James Franklin knows that. Rhett Lashley knows that. And so you can throw a lot of the analytics decisions out the window because analytics doesn't factor in 20-mile-an-hour gusts in sub-freezing weather.
So it'll come back the other way, 1st and 10 from the 29. L.J. Johnson Jr. in the backfield beside Kevin Jennings, who's off to another shaky start, you could say. On the counter, Johnson Jr. broke a couple of tackles and ends up picking up close to 8 yards. Kobe King making the tackle for Penn State.
It's a really cool, unique way to run same side counter. Those 2 pullers going to the same side that the back is on. And you can see that the SMU miscues so far in their first 2 drives, a failed 4th down conversion on a play where Kevin Jennings had the 1st down if he'd run. He decides to throw it, and it gets broken up, and then the pick 6.
Jennings gets rid of it down the field, and incomplete. Sets up 3rd down intended for Romello Brinson. Another one of those Miami transfers. Zion Tracy in on coverage. There's a flag down on the play.
Holding number 54 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
Well, if you're going to hold, you pick the right guy to hold. That's Abdul Carter, the defensive player of the year in the Big Ten.
Look, it's been happening all year long, and it's been called differently at different times, but that was a no-doubter. Abdul Carter, the initial hand by Savion Byrd kind of stemmed the charge, but once Abdul Carter decides to accelerate, it's tough to keep him in front of you.
If you're wearing number 11 on defense at Penn State, you can ball out. LeVar Arrington, Micah Parsons, and now the latest addition, Abdul Carter. Smith out of the backfield. Trying to stay on his feet and finally brought down about 5 yards shy of the 1st down. At about the 34-yard line, Kobe King in on yet another tackle, a 7-yard pickup on the play. Setting up a 3rd down and 5 to go.
on that last play. I know it was a screen, a little sling screen, but Abdul Carter had pressure much quicker than SMU would have accounted for. Now in this third down, it's going to be about find 11. Where is number 11? Take care of him first and foremost. He's going to be lined up to the bottom of your screen. There he is right there.
Daniels in motion. Jennings completes it. And it's going to be close. Complete to Smith. He tried to sell it. He rolled forward. And it looks like they're going to give him just enough for the first down. Kimber was there to make the tackle. And he got a very auspicious spot on that. As we have 15 minutes in the books in this new era of college football. The winner of this battle between SMU and Penn State gets Boise State.
Big ideas have small beginnings. They seek answers in unexpected places, sparking solutions from person to person, expanding their reach, growing stronger with each new perspective, coming together to impact the world.
Here's a look at the last play. A first down catch and run by SMU in an interesting spot here.
And it's where the ball is when the knee goes down. The knee is down. It looks like from that angle, ball just short. It was spotted as a first down. Every play is reviewed, so the replay official obviously did not see indisputable evidence to overturn that.
The carry goes to L.J. Johnson Jr. Brought down by Thomas. Sets up a second down.
First down success for SMU is so crucial because it allows them to get into their tempo. And it also allows them to continue to run the ball on second downs. Here on second and long, let's see if they go to it.
Jennings gets it out on the receiver screen, complete. Still on his feet, it's Daniels. Breaks a tackle out to the 40 into Penn State territory. Daniels, a dangerous receiver after he makes the catch.
And usually these secondaries, such good tacklers in the open field. But Zion Tracy has a chance to tackle Leonard Daniels. Doesn't happen. Daniels, one of the most dangerous guys on this SMU offense with the ball in his hands. See him as a returner, but that time on the short screen.
Got a timeout down on the field. Player down on the sidelines there. Haven't been able to make out who exactly it is. But SMU able to pick up another first down. What do you make of Kevin Jennings so far and his ability to regain his poise after that pick six that he threw?
Well, it seemed like it's been a bit of a shaky start for Kevin Jennings. For SMU, both fortunately and unfortunately, they've been in this situation before where he's gotten off to a shaky start. And what we were told is during that Clemson game, after the interception, which came after a strip sack earlier in the game, he was the same player, had the same demeanor. As you can see, Zachy Wheatley getting up off the field, getting up on his own power and making his way off the field. But
happened at the end of this play on that tackle that he made. Slow to get up in the aftermath. Wheatley, their starting safety. One of the leaders back there. Since the interception, interestingly enough, Roddy, Jennings is 3 for 3 for 32 yards passing.
And Zachy Wheatley being out brings in DeJuan Lane, a true freshman at that safety position.
Smith out of the backfield, brought down immediately at the 48-yard line. Good stick by Cam Miller. Going to be a loss of a couple of yards on the play. Back to the 47-yard line. There's a look at Jennings' numbers today. 44 yards passing. One interception that came back for a touchdown. 2nd and 16. That pass coming in a little bit hot for Roderick Daniels. Sets up a 3rd down and long.
See the sort of sidearm delivery. I mean, Roderick Daniels didn't even get his hands up in time. That ball was coming out so quickly.
That literally went right through his hands.
It's about the only thing hot that's on the field now is that pass.
Yes. Volume. The volume is on 100 right now at Penn State. The Mustangs have to burn a timeout.
Back in Happy Valley, and every single time, guys, that Kevin Jennings, the SMU quarterback, puts his hands over his ears, all it does is cue this Nittany Lion crowd. He's got to be careful with his hands, because the moment he shows he can't hear, it gets louder and louder. Quint, what do you have?
And he's used to a home stadium that seats 32,000 fans in Dallas. You could take 3 Gerald Ford stadiums and sit him here in Beaver Stadium.
Jennings on the move, throws another pick, intercepted. Rojas still on his feet. Rojas rolling. Touchdown Penn State. Two pick sixes, 2 touchdowns, 13-0 Penn State, and 2 cataclysmic, catastrophic errors by that guy, Kevin Jennings. 14-0. His worst nightmare coming to fruition. Conversely, after Jennings threw his 2nd pick six, well, the Penn State brain trust was all smiles and excitement. Six-seed Nittany Lions with a lead right now, 14-0. And Roddy, it almost feels like the moment is a little bit too big. Things are moving a little bit too quickly for Kevin Jennings.
Yeah, on the 4th and 1, had an opportunity to pick it up with his legs, decides to throw the ball down the field. Then with pressure in his face, throws it up. A bad ball to Dominic DeLuca, ends up going for a touchdown. And at some point on the scramble, you got to know the play's dead. Just throw it away, tries to force it. Tony Rojas ends up picking it off, taking it back for a touchdown. Defensive coordinator Tom Allen is fired up. Kevin Jennings dismayed, but linebacker you said 2 linebackers scored touchdowns in this game.
59-yard return on the interception by Rojas.
I think for Kevin Jennings is when you throw pick sixes, you got to shake them off quick because you're right back on the field.
Well, he's going to have to do it again. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 25. Jennings stepped into the huddle in that Florida State game earlier this year in the wake of their game against Duke and took control of the huddle. And he had been on a hot streak up until the defeat against Clemson in the conference championship game. But he's going to have to battle to regain his poise and precision right now. Smith out to the 35, close enough to a 1st down. Roddy, he completes the pass there. Jennings, how does he get his poise back?
Well, I think that's a good start, an easy throw on a rollout to help him see a little. He's seeing a lot right now. He's seeing the crowd, seeing the field, seeing the moment. You need to just see a little. The 1st read to the 2nd read to the 3rd read.
Handoff to Smith out near midfield into Penn State territory at the 48-yard line. Rashard Smith this season ran for just under 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns in the process. That might be part of the formula of getting them back on track. A 16-yard gain. They go empty formation, 5 receivers. Jennings looked like he had a predetermined run call there, but had nowhere to go. Stumped up by Izzard.
Keziah Izzard is having himself a ball game. Really, all those defensive tackles being able to push the pocket, making it tough on Kevin Jennings. The movement for Penn State up front has challenged offensive lines all year long.
2nd down and 11. Smith brought down at about the 48. This team has a diverse running game. They've got the wide zone, the end arounds. You'll see some counters, some power, but so far their inability on 1st down, you talked about it during the commercial break, it's taken the tempo away a little bit.
It has, and they've been in too many of these 3rd and longs. Kevin Jennings in this situation just has to take care of the football, make a wise decision, know that you're in what is likely 4-down territory, so you don't have to get it all. You just want a positive play.
L.J. Johnson Jr. in the backfield. Jennings on 3rd and 9, surveys. That bounce pass way incomplete, intended for Daniels. So they'll have to punt it.
It feels like he's starting to press. I mean, there were 3 Penn State defenders around that dig that he's trying to throw. And if you're SMU, you just don't want this to spiral. Kevin Jennings did have a game earlier this year against Duke where he turned the ball over 5 times, 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles. So you've got to find a way to get your quarterback back into this game and making good decisions on 3rd downs.
One from the 42. And a fair catch called at the 9-yard line. Tom, what do you make of Jennings right now? You've seen a lot of him this year.
Well, I have, and I'll tell you guys, right now his biggest issue is his eyes are coming down to the rush. He's not keeping his eyes downfield. That in turn is affecting his footwork. It's affecting his release points. He's been very sloppy with his feet, and then that leads to the ball being sprayed around. Now, let's not forget, they got themselves in this hole against Clemson in the ACC championship game, and this team did not fold. So if you can maintain an even keel with his emotions, not look at the clock and just play football, SMU can hang in this thing.
Yeah, great point, Tom. We've seen him turn it around. He had that 17-point flurry and rally to tie the game late against Clemson. 1st down and 10. That's Nicholas Singleton picking up about 3. Moses making the tackle for SMU.
If you're Penn State offensively, because of the defensive scores, it's taken away some possessions from you, but you want to get into a rhythm. And this offense has been held scoreless so far by SMU defensively.
That's the real glass half full, right? Not half empty.
Yeah, if you're SMU, the defense is playing well enough to keep you in this game.
Tyler Warren there, the inside receiver to the top of your screen. Aller fires for him, incomplete. Intended for Tyler Warren. Talked about the ACC championship game and the late rally against Clemson after digging themselves an early hole. Boy, in that final part of the 4th quarter, Jennings was really the best version of himself, only to lose on this late game 56-yard field goal.
One point in the ACC championship game, we're thinking that, wow, this is going to be a blowout, and SMU's college football playoff hopes might be out the window. But that flurry at the end, the 17-point 4th quarter, is what really earned them the right to play up here in Happy Valley.
3rd and 8. Into a tight window, complete. Let's see where they spot this. It appeared to be short to Wallace, and they're going to spot it short. Davis Robinson there right on the spot to make the tackle.
It's great coverage by SMU. Really nice throw by Drew Aller, and a good catch by Harrison Wallace.
4th and short.
James Franklin has been aggressive on 4th downs this season. Here backed up in his own territory, leaving the offense on the field.
We're going to go for it, and wow, this is going to be close. This is going to be in the mass of humanity. Couldn't even see where he was stopped.
It looks like Drew Aller is laying across that 20-yard line right now, but I mean, that could have been him inching forward. Where's the ball going to be spotted is the big question.
SMU feels like they've got it. Still no official signal. Yes, now we get it. Boy, some wonderful intransigence by the Mustangs defense, and they're going to be working with an extremely short field right now.
How about this SMU defense? The aggressiveness by James Franklin. He told us yesterday, you can't preach aggressiveness to your team and then when it comes time to be aggressive in the game, not do it. So he's aggressive there, and it comes back to bite him. Now can SMU offensively take advantage?
From the 19, 1st and 10, Jennings on a quarterback keep down to the 13, got rocked. But a good gain nonetheless. Kobe King making the tackle on the 6-yard gain. How important for the offense here to get a score?
I think it's massively important. Short field and a good gain on 1st down.
And another good gain down to the 6-yard line. Johnson Jr. on the carry. And it's 1st and goal for the Mustangs after the turnover.
And they decide not to block Abdul Carter on the zone read. It freezes the defensive end so L.J. Carter can get the gain.
Here he is again. This time no room between the tackles. Stopped up at about the 8. Abdul Carter was there to introduce himself. He's made a wonderful and complete transition from linebacker a season ago to defensive end. Went into the coach's office and said, Coach, I'm ready to try being a game wrecker from the defensive end position. As a pass rusher, has really done a fantastic job.
He has, and Tom Allen told us, the defensive coordinator for Penn State, said part of that conversation was, hey, Abdul, you're going to have to wear knee braces during practice. And any edge rusher knows that that is not something that you want to do, but he obviously complied and has been excellent.
Jennings, batted, picked off again. DeLuca says hello. Do you remember me? His 2nd one of the game. Dominic DeLuca dominant on defense. You may not want to throw in his direction anymore.
He's trying to throw into a blitz, and DeLuca, the former walk-on, just makes a phenomenal individual play to bail out the 4th down decision and get the ball back for the offense.
You're watching the college football playoff 1st round presented by Allstate. 1st and 10 for Penn State from their own 25-yard line. Aller, middle of the field, almost intercepted at the 45, intended for Tyler Warren. Meanwhile, Kevin Jennings of SMU has thrown 3 interceptions in his last 10 passing attempts. So right now it's on the Mustangs defense.
And Scott Simon's defense for SMU has been up to the task. Drew Aller off on that last pass, but SMU has gotten Penn State into these 3rd and long situations by being successful on 1st and 2nd down. Here with the 2nd and long, they want to try and do it again.
Aller with a defender in his face, incomplete at the 30-yard line. Elijah Roberts with a wonderful bit of pressure that time.
On the right side, look at that matchup. Watch what happens to the left tackle. Oh, man.
Wow. Throw some syrup on him. That's a pancake.
Usually it's the other side that's getting the pancakes, the offensive lineman. I wonder if the defensive line has the syrup in their room too, because that's what you call a bull rush.
Man. Sets up a 3rd down and 10. Wallace in motion. Pressure coming off the edge. Aller on the move. Got a man open at the 42. Complete across midfield. That was Wallace, the motion man. And they moved the sticks out near midfield for the 1st down. Drew Aller on the move that time. Good for 25 yards and immediately at the line of scrimmage. Flag down.
False start on the offense. Number 53, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So they're going to move that back a few yards. Center Nick Dawkins right there, the infraction.
On that long third down conversion, though, it's the mobility by Drew Aller that creates that. And that's part of what makes him so enticing as a prospect. Has said he's going to come back for 2025. He has the physical attributes to be the #1 overall pick when he decides to come out. Just needs to work on the consistency overall, but that mobility is a big reason why NFL scouts are going to love him.
Showcasing his arm here, pulls it incomplete at the 37-yard line, intended for Amari Evans. We'll talk about Aller's fastidious approach, very meticulous in his preparation. They say he walks, talks, acts, prepares like a pro right now.
He does, and he's only been playing quarterback for 7 years. He started his freshman year of high school, and usually by the time these quarterbacks are in their 3rd year of college, they've been playing quarterback for 10+ years. He's still young in his quarterbacking, and that's why the consistency of footwork on throws like the one we just saw is things that he has to get better at.
On 2nd and long, completes it to his security blanket. Tyler Warren still on his feet. Down to the 45-yard line. Warren told us an interesting story where he didn't have many scholarship offers, just a couple before his last year of high school. Here he is. But then he sent his junior year high school basketball highlight tape to the Penn State coaches. Then they finally offered. Aller making lemonade out of a lemon-like snap down to the 32. What about that?
Design quarterback draw right up the middle. The offensive line does a good job of creating a small lane. And
that snap wasn't pretty coming out.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. But it was a little off. He's able to field it. It was kind of like a pop fly almost, right, coming off of Nick Dawkins' hand. But Drew Aller on the design quarterback draw shows the mobility off again.
Approaching 6 minutes to go in the first half. Penn State has not scored an offensive touchdown yet. Allen with a cutback, trying to get to the edge, dragged down nicely at the 33-yard line by Kobe Wilson. He's the guy that wears the helmet communications with the sidelines. On the reverse, flea flicker, Aller eluding traffic, got it out magically to Clifford. Maybe not the way they drew it up, but the improvisational skills of Drew Aller that time resulting in a decent gain. Ahmad Walker made the tackle on the 7-yard gain.
Well, they're trying to hit Tyler Warren down the sideline on the flea flicker. You can see 44 to the right of your screen.
Well, there's number 13 on your screen. Cribbed that thing, touchdown. Allen. Allen, one half of that thunder and lightning combo in the backfield. He and Singleton with his 7th rushing touchdown of the season and the 23rd of his career. Penn State leading 21-0 with 5 minutes to go in the half.
It's a great job by the left side of this offensive line. And JB Nelson turns out, you get a double team here. It ends up almost being a triple team, and then a wide open lane on the cutback for Katron Allen. Look at this lane for Allen to run through, and there's nobody there for SMU down the sideline. Finally, this Penn State offense is able to put the ball in the end zone, and Penn State with a 3-touchdown lead now.
Wow.
Despite only scoring 1 offensive touchdown.
That time able to gash the front of one of the nation's top rush defenses. Once again, in consecutive games, the Mustangs tasked with an uphill climb the rest of the way. Nine plays, 75 yards, using about 3 minutes on the clock for the touchdown for Penn State. It'll be 1st and 10, SMU from their own 25 moments ago. Q caught up with Coach James Franklin.
Coach, what's most critical defensively in terms of defending their tempo?
Yeah, the tempo, obviously, getting our calls in, getting our cleats in the ground, make sure we don't give any gimmies.
How much impact has the weather had, the wind? Is that a big factor or not much?
Well, in this direction, it has been a factor. You saw it for both teams punting the ball. That affected our decision to go for the field goal there. Same thing on our kickoff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
1st and 10 from the 25. Jennings completes it to the 24-yard line. Nice move by Moochie Dixon. Ends up gaining about 8 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2. SMU up at the line of scrimmage quickly. Jennings keeps it. Put it on the ground. It came loose. Didn't hear a whistle. It's picked up by Penn State, and Rojas, who else?
Ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by the defense. 1st down, Penn State.
They're going to rule it a turnover. But every play, remember, is subject to review. Let's take a look.
It looked like from the naked eye that his elbow hits the ground with the ball. Yeah, clearly down with the ball in control. Elbow hits the ground, ball pops out.
Previous plays under further review. The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by the defense.
Let's bring in Bill Lamagnier, our rules analyst. Bill, you saw the moment a second ago, the replay. What do you make of it?
He's definitely down. Firm control of the ball. SMU gets to keep it.
Bill, what are the mechanics for the officials in that situation? Because you want to let the play go long enough where there is a chance to recover, but it looked to the naked eye like he was clearly down. What are the referees coached to do when you have situations like that?
Well, from this angle, we can obviously see he's down. We can see the ball, but the official who's responsible for this is at the sideline, and he may not be able to see through the defender's back to see the ball and the knee at the same time. So if you're not sure, you're going to play fumble. So this is a play, you know, it should have been ruled down on the field, but again, that's what replay's here for.
Looks like they got to this decision pretty quickly. Thanks, Bill. Here's the call.
After further review, the runner was down prior to losing possession of the ball at the 39-yard line. 1st down, SMU.
The unfortunate thing, it's the right call, obviously, on review. The unfortunate thing for SMU is that the call on the field didn't allow them to get into their tempo. You get the 1st down, they would have loved to have gotten on the line of scrimmage and gone and had Penn State's defense on its heels.
Any kind of stoppage or whistle works against them. Under 4.5 to go in the 1st half. Jennings throws it away at the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Well, the 1st half, like the ACC championship game, has been a little bit of a nightmare for Kevin Jennings, the redshirt sophomore out of Oak Cliff, Texas, in South Oak Cliff High School. Young man that was committed to Missouri State before they saw him play at SMU and finally offered. And he throws it out of bounds wisely to set up 3rd down and 10.
That a wise decision by Kevin Jennings. But what Luke said earlier is true. It looked like his eyes went to that rush really early, tried to spin out, rolls right into a defender, and now he's going to have to contend with 100,000 people making noise on 3rd down.
Let's listen to it. Pressure off the edge. He completes this one, but it's going to be short of the first down at about the 46. Interesting that you're down 21-0. You got a half a football to play, but is this the time that maybe you go for it after this 7-yard gain? Hudson making the tackle.
Yeah, I think so. You're here to win the game. You're not here to play it conservative. You've got a 4th and short in a crucial situation before halftime. You get the ball in the second half. SMU going for it here. I agree with the decision.
Play clock at 15. Jennings sacked at the 38 by Dennis Sutton. And the Nittany Lions take over on downs. And Jennings is slow to get up. Comes up hobbling just a little bit. Let's take another look here. And he did well to hang on to the football.
Yes, he did. And now the pressure is on SMU's defense once again. You can keep Penn State out of the end zone, and you're still within touching distance a little bit. If not, then it's going to be tough sledding.
Wonder if they take a shot here. Aller completes it to his back. Singleton on the run after the catch.
And this is that 3rd down play. You get Roderick Daniels wide open down the middle of the field. Nobody around, but there was pressure on Kevin Jennings. Penn State brought a lot of guys to try and get in the face of the quarterback.
Nicholas Singleton again. And they pick up the first down with 2:36 to go in the first half. 8-yard gain. They go empty formation again. Aller with a clean pocket. At the 15, they're going to rule it a catch to Wallace the 3rd. Or not. Well, the defense contending that it wasn't, but they're going to spot it right there. An 8-yard gain. We have a Mustang player down to the field. It's Kobe Wilson. Made that stop a few plays ago.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 14 seconds. 2-1-4.
I think that's going to be reviewed. It looked like that ball hit the ground, clearly moved.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a catch.
Again, Bill, your thoughts on this one and the mechanics that go along with making the decision.
Again, when we have a trap catch situation, if you don't see the ball hit the ground, you're going to rule catch in a situation like this. I'm sure the officials cannot see this ball right at that point hit the ground, but replay's got the view. They'll reverse this quickly.
All right, so Bill Lamonier, a rules analyst, saying that it's an incompletion. And that you can see there's indisputable evidence to overturn the call on the field. Here's another angle.
Watch the ball and the way it's going to jostle when it hits the ground. It pops right up off the ground. And it sets up a...
After video review, the pass was incomplete. Ball will be placed on the 23-yard line, 2nd down.
They're going to move it back to the 23. Hey, rivalry reignites with the St. Louis Blues taking on the Chicago Blackhawks in the NHL Winter Classic, live from Wrigley Field in Chicago on New Year's Eve. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on TNT and Max. Hockey at Wrigley Field. How about that?
Awesome spectacle. You could probably have hockey here today. It's cold enough. Ice down the field. Grab some skates. You're from Canada. You probably ice skate a little bit.
Bobby Orr, man. That's me. Aller hands it off to Singleton. He's brought down at about the 20-yard line. Good synergy between Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen as we hit the 2-minute timeout.
Timeout.
We're going to take a short break. The score 21-0. A lot of emotion, as you would imagine, down in the field. The winner of this one moving on to play Boise State in the college football playoff. Back after this. Welcome back, everyone. And a radiant Saturday afternoon. The temperature, though, feels like 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And the wind's up to 35 miles per hour gusting here in University Park. From the 20, Aller. Running around the edge. Tiptoes up the sideline. Inside the 10. Man, he tight-roped it. And it'll be first down and goal.
Drew Aller's mobility has been the difference maker as this game has gone on these third downs. SMU has covered pretty well, but it's the second reaction plays where Drew Aller has excelled. A nice job of getting to the sideline and cutting up, not going out of bounds early, getting the first down and extending this drive.
13-yard pickup. Says he likes to watch a lot of video of Josh Allen.
That looked like Josh Allen.
Yeah, he got his Josh on right there.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was the runner made the line to gain. The replay is looking at the spot where he stepped out of bounds.
You heard the man.
What's
I
interesting?
looked to see where he stepped out of bounds. I didn't see where he came close to the sideline.
Penn State. Penn State not wearing what has become the customary black shoes, cleats.
He's in.
Wearing the white cleats, and I mean, all of those are in. I guess they're looking at where the ball crossed. They'll probably move the ball back to a yard, maybe two, but still has the first down.
After video review, the runner stepped out of bounds at the 9-yard line. It will be first down. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 52 seconds. 1-5-2.
They had the ball spotted at the 7 prior to that, so got their money's worth out of the review, moving it back a couple of yards. Still a first down and goal just inside the 10-yard line for Penn State. The first half of the season, their offense only scored the 1 touchdown, even though they lead by 3 touchdowns. The handoff. Singleton. They're going to mark it short of the end zone, just inside the 1. It'll be second down and goal on the 8-yard sprint.
Watch Tyler Warren. I mean, that's on a defensive end. Jafari Harvey.
Wow.
He's getting a ride to the back of the end zone.
That's a bus ride right there.
That's your Mackey Award winner right there. I'm sure he charged fair, too. I mean, that might be double.
An incredible, imperious, indomitable athlete with tremendous skill, the top tight end in the country. That USC game was really a monument to just how great he is.
17 catches in that USC
Penn
game.
State, they're first. This will be a 30-second timeout.
When you look at Tyler Warren with his varied skills, being able to throw the ball as a quarterback. He's a lefty, by the way. Snap it on his own touchdown reception. I mean, who do you compare him to, Rob?
I think when the ball's in the air, the comparison, because of his size, is Rob Gronkowski. 6'6", able to go up with those strong hands. With the ball in his hands, he's like George Kittle.
Okay.
The ability to make people miss, the great athleticism, and making plays after the catch. But nobody does this.
This one, he
snap it as a center. He's covered. And then again, the ball skills are just tremendous. He's thrown a touchdown pass this year. He had a punt, albeit an ill-fated punt, earlier this year. I mean, he can truly do it all.
They get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. Singleton runs it in. And it's 27-0. Nicholas Singleton with his 8th touchdown of the season. .103 to go in the opening half. In this turnover-filled first half for SMU. They've given the ball away too many times. The extra point good. And that caps a 7-play, 38-yard scoring drive. Let's check in with the studio.
Mark, coming up, Mercedes-Benz halftime report just minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here. We will preview the 2 other playoff games coming your way, including a live report from Austin ahead of Clemson, Texas. Right now, nightmare first half for Kevin Jennings and SMU. What has to change?
No doubt, but they've been here before. They were down 17 to Clemson in the ACC title game. So if you're Rhett Lashley, you go in and say, hey, guys, we've been here before. We've done it. Let's regroup and come back in the second half.
No quarterback change?
No quarterback change.
All right, back to you, Mark, Roddy, and Q.
No quarterback change.
And to Booger's point, they have been here before, and they get the ball after halftime. So you've got a minute 3, 1 timeout. There's no reason to play this conservative. I mean, you are trying to score a touchdown before half so that you can go in down 3 touchdowns. Win the ball first in the second half, maybe you can cut it to 2 touchdown deficit before Penn State has the ball again.
We'll get it 1st and 10 from their own 25. Right now, the #1 task is the rehabilitation of quarterback Kevin Jennings, being able to turn around his fortunes. Slow the game down for him a little bit.
There's going to be a lot of pressure on this offensive line. Obvious passing situations. Deny Dennis Sutton on one side, Abdul Carter on the other side. It's an offensive line's nightmare. They're going to have to come up big to allow SMU to try and get something and some momentum before half.
Keep it on the ground to Brashard Smith. Picked up 3 on the play. Smith already has gotten the invitation to the Senior Bowl coming up. Transfer from the University of Miami. Jennings going to pass it. And maybe a measure of confidence with that completion to Jordan Hudson. Working against Jalen Kimber. Picks up the first down, out beyond the 35 to the 36. Jennings going to be sacked back at the 26. Abdul Carter and Dominic DeLuca, who has been ubiquitous today,
SMU,
all over the field.
Final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Clock is good.
Well, on the previous play, Abdul Carter just had a straight speed rush and got held. That time he changes speeds, accelerates, and allows Dominic DeLuca, who's had a phenomenal first half, deny Dennis Sutton to get to the quarterback and have a party at Kevin Jennings.
Wow.
And this defensive line, their production on it and the amount of playmakers on it is overshadowed by the excellence of Abdul Carter. But deny Dennis Sutton has had a phenomenal season as well. Devon J. Thomas right there in the middle, 91. He's been a really good piece in the middle. Zane Durant's as disruptive a defensive tackle as you'll see. But the star of Abdul Carter shines brightest on what is a really good defensive line.
Jennings going to pass again. Incomplete. Threw it away. It'll be 3rd down and 21 to go. With 23 seconds to play in the first half. Carter once again applying a little bit of pressure. He told his coach of the change from linebacker to rush end. Coach, you're going to be happy that you made this move with me.
He's getting pressure so quick, it looks like a rollout from Kevin Jennings. This is a guy that was so upset he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year in the country. And he went back to his hotel room, knocked out as many push-ups as humanly possible until he felt like his arms were going to fall off. That's how motivated he was. He feels like he's not recognized for the production and the player that he is.
Jennings a couple of pumps and then throws it out of bounds. Nobody there. Romello Brinson, the closest receiver. So it'll be 4th and long. They'll have to punt again. There's a look at Danny Dennis Sutton. Yeah, he's ready to eat. And has been.
Sutton's, hey, man, it's not just youth. This is the feast over here.
Isaac Pearson into punt. Once again, standing at his own 13-yard line. He's averaged over 44 yards per punt on the season. A line drive, returnable one at the 30. This is Tracy. And he takes it out to the 43-yard line, a 43-yard punt, 4 on the return. Let's see how we got here with Inside the CFP, presented by Capital One.
See SMU with 22 wins the last 2 seasons, fourth most, tied for fourth most in the FBS. Just shows you the season Michigan had a year ago after having a bit of a downer this season. But SMU with those 11 wins in the American last year.
Great story.
Big question was, how would they do in the ACC? Undefeated in the conference. And while they haven't played well here today, an excellent season so far, and still a chance in this one if you have a miraculous second half.
Trying to return to the halcyon days of the Pony Express. Eric Dickerson, Craig James. Out of the backfield, this catch complete. That's Allen again. And that's going to do it for the first half of play. A dominant first half by the Nittany Lions defense that will require a major turnaround from Rhett Lashley and SMU to make it a game in the second half.
Welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Halftime Report.
All smiles in Happy Valley. 2 defensive touchdowns, 2 offensive touchdowns. The Nittany Lions and Katron Allen feeling really good.
Averaging 5 yards a carry in the first half. With this score, Kev, expect to see a lot of him in the second half.
28-0 Penn State with the lead against SMU. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here. So we've got the first half of the first college football playoff game in the books right now. Penn State and that crowd, even though it feels like it's 10 degrees, they are warmed up because of the defensive play that they're seeing. Kevin Jennings, a complete nightmare first half here. Specifically, it started here. 4th and 1, decides to throw.
Bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. If you're Kevin Jennings, run for the first down and keep the drive alive. He didn't. Interception.
And then Dominic DeLuca, right place, right time, doing the right thing, and he sees the real estate touchdown.
No doubt a pick six. Just an errant throw by Kevin Jennings. He's trying to hit the little back on an angle route, overthrew it.
That whiteout playing a role. You see Jennings dealing with it and calling a timeout there. And then after the timeout, the scramble, and Tony Rojas. How about this pick six? Just trying to do too much, number 7.
Just a bad decision. And at some point when you make this decision, if you're the offensive line or you're the receivers, get him on the ground. Don't allow a bad mistake to become worse. They do. Pick six, and Happy Valley is rocking, Kev.
We didn't see a lot from the offense after, those 2 pick sixes. But, hey, when you have the defense do this, Dominic DeLuca again, the deflection. How about a career first half? And then we started seeing Aller and the offense move with the football. But the production here, SMU had given up 31 points all season off turnovers. Coming in so far today, they've given up 21 points off turnovers.
No doubt, Kev. They have to figure out a way to settle down right now. You can tell the game is moving just a little too fast for Kevin Jennings. How do you settle him down? That should be the message at halftime if you're the head coach, Rhett Lashley. Hey, that half is down. We were down 17 to Clemson, and we came back and made it a game. How do we do it today? We got to come out. It's very important they get a score on this first drive.
Big storyline, too. Preston Stone is the backup in the portal,
yes,
but he's still suited up, and he's with the team right there. Big-time recruit.
I understand, but let's also remember the reason Kevin Jennings is starting is because they deem Preston Stone not good enough.
Okay, we will see what happens in that second half. SMU trying to get some life with that offense. We saw a ton of life in South Bend last night. How about this? First ever Friday night game for Notre Dame under the lights. It is the first college football playoff home game, and 2 plays really changed it. It was back-to-back. Xavier Watts getting the pick of Curtis Rourke, and then Jeremiah Love 98 yards to the house.
And Rourke making the ill-advised throw in the triple coverage, and then Kev, the story of the game. Indiana came into this game stopping the run. Notre Dame said it's really simple. We're going to rush the football, 35 carries, 193 yards. The Notre Dame Irish own the line of scrimmage.
Marcus Freeman and company celebrating. They've won 11 straight now. They get ready for Georgia. Cannot wait for the All-State Sugar Bowl. That is New Year's Day, 8:45 Eastern on ESPN. More from Austin coming your way after this.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz. You're watching the Mercedes-Benz halftime report.
Our next playoff game, the Longhorns hosting the first ever meeting between Texas and Clemson. Cade Klubnik and Quinn Ewers among the top-ranked quarterbacks in the state of Texas in the class of 2022. However, Ewers skipped his senior season, reclassifying to 2021. Klubnik, by the way, from Westlake High School in Austin. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak will be on the call, and they join us from Austin.
Well, obviously, many are focused on the offense when you look at this game with Cade Klubnik coming back to Austin where he grew up, and Quinn Ewers, the Texas starting quarterback, coming off a game in which he struggled in the SEC championship loss to Georgia. But let's focus on defense and start with Dusty's defensive dudes.
Absolutely. This game has got some elite defensive players. And we'll start on the Clemson side of the ball. TJ Parker, one of the most feared defensive ends. He's really improved as a sophomore. So productive, disruptive, and relentless to the quarterback. Anthony Hill Jr., they line him up all over. His versatility and sideline-to-sideline speed make him one of the absolute best defensive players in all of college football. And he headlines arguably the best defense in the country in the Texas Longhorns.
They have given up just 4 touchdown passes all season. In Cade Klubnik's last game, the ACC title game against SMU, he threw for 4 touchdowns. He's one of the most improved players in the country. College football playoff game on campus in Austin coming up. Now back to you.
Dave, thank you so much. Clemson, a 13.5-point underdog. And look, that's where Dabo wants to have them, right?
No doubt about it. Dabo wants his team feeling like nobody expects him to win, but it's going to be huge for him today to get his team to play with confidence, especially the quarterback, Cade Klubnik. Can he get off to a really good start back in his hometown?
Key for Sark?
Key for Sark is really simple. They're going to get yards up and down the field, but they have to convert in the red zone. Texas's biggest Achilles heel all season, Kev, has been the red zone. Can they fix it today?
Key issue, the mobility of Quinn Ewers.
Yes,
Can
the ankle.
Move around, right?
Yes.
Much more after this.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Our nightcap in prime time at the Shoe. Ohio State hosting Tennessee on ESPN ABC. And you see clear skies. It is sunny right now, but game time temps in Columbus will be below 30, wind gusts upward of 10 miles per hour. That play a factor, Boog?
No, only if I were playing, because Boog don't do cold weather. But for these players, Kev, it's been cold in Knoxville all week. It's going to be cold tonight. As long as there's no wind, the players will be fine.
Tennessee gets to a strong start. Uh-oh, watch out in that building. Hey, Kevin Jennings dealing with the elements.
Hey, I don't care what he does in the second half with the elements. Just don't do this right here.
Yeah, Penn State's defense, the star of the first half, pitching a shutout. Tony Rojas getting that pick 6. SMU gets the ball right after this, down 28-0.
Wake up, shot calling. Pay what I bought it. New crib psychotic. Wake up, shot calling. Pay what I bought it. New crib psychotic. I'm so iconic. Fly down to see the islands. She ain't even bring a wallet. They don't get it, but I got it. I'm so iconic. Yeah, straight out the Linux, that trap on for hours. I'm straight out the minutes. They calling up Dion, straight out the business. We take out the Sims and then take out percentage.
It truly has been an iconic display so far by Penn State. You're watching the college football playoff, first round presented by Allstate. Penn State and SMU, the winner of this one, will move on to play Boise State. 2 more college football playoff games a little bit later today. Mark Jones alongside Roddy Jones, Tom Luganville, and Quint Kesnick down on the field joining us in just a bit in this chilly afternoon here at Penn State. Roddy, SMU's going to have the football after, you can consider it offensively anyway, a disastrous first half. This first drive will say a lot about who they are, right?
It's so important, both from a momentum standpoint and obviously a game standpoint. Down 4 touchdowns. All of these drives are going to matter. You start out counting possessions already early in the second half. They're going to have to move with some tempo, and they're going to have to get Kevin Jennings in a rhythm after what can only be considered a pretty disastrous first half.
Kevin Jennings will get on the field here in a moment. See if he can find some type of rhythm for his offense. This is Brashard Smith, who has a kickoff return for a touchdown as a Miami Hurricane trying to get to the edge and make it happen. And out near midfield, finally dragged down at the 47-yard line. An auspicious beginning, at least, with good starting field position after that 41-yard return. Let's go downstairs to Tom Luganville.
Well, guys, just talking to Rhett Lashlee, he said one of the things that's been so disappointing is they haven't been able to control the controllables, particularly in the first quarter. What does that do? It digs them into a hole. Now that they've gotten into a hole, it's taken them out of their run-pass ratio, and then they haven't been able to handle the front for Penn State. They've got to just settle down and not look at the scoreboard.
See how much they settle down here on this opening snap of the third. Jennings wisely throws it away. His receiver covered. Let's go downstairs to Q.
James Franklin talking to me about pressures, and that's really been the storyline of this game. Pressure has led to interceptions, which has led to points. 3 interceptions and 2 sacks for his defensive line. The key defensively from field level, first down defense has been great. SMU's never been able to get their tempo going.
It's been a very pedestrian pace for them anyway. Boy, look at the ability of their linebackers to run. Tony Rojas has been omnipresent today on the field.
He really has, and I thought the decision by L.J. Johnson, the stutter, really cost him. He should be able to beat Deni Dennis Sutton in a foot race to the sideline, but the stutter brings Rojas back into the play, and he makes the tackle.
That's impressive. Jennings on third down, flag down to his tight end Hibner. First down at the 34, but let's see if this play will stand or not. The officials are conferring back at the 34-yard line of SMU. It was a 20-yard gain, but will it stand?
Personal foul, hands to the face on the defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Amin Vanover sticks his hand right into the face of Savion Byrd, and that's where the flag was drawn, and it adds 15 yards to a big play for SMU. So again, some momentum for SMU offensively. They've been in this position a couple of times before. They're down near the goal line. One ended in a turnover on downs, the other ended in a traditional turnover, an interception by Dominique DeLuca, who's had a phenomenal game so far.
Very quickly, 1st and 10 from the Penn State 20 for the Mustangs. Smith is pushed out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. So take a look at the brackets in the college football playoff last night. A very impressive showing by Notre Dame, dominating Indiana. They'll move on to play Georgia. The winner of this one will take on number 3 seed Boise State. Smith spins again, and stopped up at about the 5-yard line. It'll be first down and goal. Zachy Wheatley making the tackle on the 7-yard gain.
Zachy Wheatley does a nice job after the first spin worked on A.J. Harris. Brashard Smith goes to the well one too many times, and Zachy Wheatley wisely doesn't over pursue, but SMU now inside the 10-yard line.
Jennings hands it off. Smith again. Met with resistance at about the 4-yard line. Durant and Thomas and Kobe King in on the tackle. 1-yard gain on the play.
Savion Byrd getting all in the grill of Abdul Carter, playing to what could only be described as the echo of the whistle.
Hey, just trying to keep a good man down.
Right.
2nd and goal.
SMU driving into the student section of Penn State.
And we're going to have a little bit of movement at the top of your screen. Like SMU might have moved prematurely.
Or a delay of game. I mean, there's a myriad of things you could have called.
False start. Number 11 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Final exams ended on Friday. But guess what, Mom and Dad? I'm not coming home. I'm in the end zone on a whiteout, and you can feel the noise.
But for the student section, this is their final exam.
Yes.
From a fan standpoint, this being the last game in Beaver Stadium this season.
Second and goal. Backside pressure on Jennings. Completes the pass to Hudson. Inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line. Sets up a third down and goal from there. He got rid of it just in time, partner.
He did. Tony Rojas from the top of the screen is going to come free. And the quarterback's got to deal with the free rusher. Kevin Jennings does a good job of fading away from the pressure and getting the ball out just in the nick of time, as you said. Can have a big third and goal. Again, going into the student section, so any adjustments, you're going to have to deal with a massive amount of noise.
Trips formation to the left. Ball came out a little bit slowly. And looks like we might have another penalty against the Mustangs. Boy, imploding here.
That's the other part of it. The center has to hear the clap from the quarterback. It's twice now Ja'Kai Clark hasn't heard it.
False start on the offense, number 59. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Remember, Coach Lashley told us that our speed would impact them offensively and pace, but the noise would probably impact us. Man, has it ever. Third and goal. Hibner in motion. Jennings forced to get on the move again and nowhere to go. Ran out of real estate and threw it out of bounds. Incomplete. Good pressure coming from Tony Rojas. Rojas, number 13 for the Nittany Lions defensively, has put some money on tape today, Roddy.
I would say the linebackers in general for Penn State have been able to put some money on tape in an NIL era. He's going to come free off the right side. Tom Allen has said, hey, look, we're going to put pressure on Kevin Jennings. We're going to bring more players than they can block and force the quarterback to either get the ball out quick or create with his legs. They've covered well on the back end as well.
So Colin Rogers in to attempt this field goal from 28 yards out. And he knocks it through. So it took them almost 33 minutes to get on the scoreboard. It's 28-3 when we come back.
Want the latest on today's games? Just tell Siri, show me the college football scores.
Speaking of college football scores, a couple of more games coming up from the college football playoff later today right here. It's 28-3. SMU finally getting on the scoreboard with a field goal. Onside kick to follow, but it's recovered by Penn State. So Rhett Lashley, who is known to roll the dice once in a while, tried the onside kick, but Anthony Ivey was there to recover it for the Nittany Lions.
Pretty well executed from the kicker standpoint. You get the high hop that you want. It gets tipped up in the air, and at that point, you've got a shot. Bodies around, and a good play by Penn State, being aware enough to come down with it. And Rhett Lashley trying to steal possessions, kicking that field goal didn't decrease the number of possessions they need to win this game. Still need 4 possessions to take the lead, so trying to steal one there.
From the 48-yard line, Penn State starting off in good field position here. From the off tackle, a burst through the line, Singleton, all the way down inside the 30-yard line. An 18-yard scamper by Singleton.
Nice job by the left side of that offensive line. Penn State going tempo.
Aller's going to be sacked back at the 39 by Harrison Hunt. They'll lose a bunch of yards all the way back to the 39. It'll be 2nd down and 19 to go. It's been a little bit of an uneven performance by Penn State offensively.
What's been overshadowed is that SMU's defense has actually played Penn State pretty well. the 21 points, 2 of them coming off pick sixes, 1 of them coming as a result of another turnover, an interception thrown. And I would agree, it's been a bit of an uneven performance offensively for Penn State.
Singleton motions out of the backfield. Play clock at 15. Aller is going to be sacked again in consecutive plays. This one takes him back to the 44. Jafari Harvey there with the sack. Another one of those transfers from the University of Miami. Jafari Harvey on the other end from Elijah Roberts.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 81 on the defense. 15-yard penalty results in an automatic first down.
It's going to go against Harrison Hunt.
You can see Sal Wormley, who takes his time moving off of Jared Harrison
Hunt. And that was done purely.
It's always the second guy that gets called for it. Before that, Wormley worked his way into that position, let's just say, where he was on top of Harrison Hunt, and Harrison Hunt took exception to that.
Yes. So the ball back at the 29. Tyler Warren lining up to take the snap. Throws it a little bit hot to Nicholas Singleton. So there's the reason Roddy Wise not playing quarterback. A little bit too much heat on that, right?
I mean, look, at 6'6", 260 pounds. It doesn't take a lot of effort to make that thing sing from a quarterback standpoint. This is a guy who was a high school quarterback, was actually committed to Virginia Tech to play quarterback.
Outstanding athlete. And
Rhett Lashley is taking exception with something.
Aller hands it off to Singleton. He's going to be brought down at the 29 by Kobe Wilson. No gain on the play. Maybe a half a yard at best. Under 9.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
These are situations where late in the first half, Drew Aller's legs really hurt SMU, whether it was his ability to scramble for a first down or to move in the pocket and create time for his receivers to come open on that second reaction of a play. See what SMU decides to go with, try and keep him in the pocket.
On 3rd and 9. They set up the screen to Warren. And Warren is going to be stopped up about 4 yards short of the first down by McGill. And in comes the field goal unit. So they set up that middle tight end screen, but good execution by the defense here. It's a little bit of a win, Roddy.
It is. This is one of the most fun plays that I think Penn State runs, that middle tight end screen. That time SMU actually plays it pretty well, because typically that play, once it hits, it can go for 10, 20 yards.
Barker in to attempt this field goal from 40 yards out. And he just makes it. Knocks it over. And the lead is up to 31-3. We're going to take a timeout and come right back.
Here we are once again trying to figure out what this committee is going to do. Are they going to choose the brand, or are they going to actually remember what they saw last night?
This team belongs in the college football playoff.
We're a team that has a chance to compete for this championship. To some degree, I think we're a little bit America's team after last night.
To take on Penn State, the SMU Mustangs.
The decision of the committee to let SMU in was certainly one that was met with some resistance, particularly from SEC country. And with the performance so far, I'm sure the discussion already is about whether or not SMU should have gotten in over Alabama. And their performance so far in this game doesn't discredit what they did during the regular season any more than a good performance validates performance or inclusion into the college football playoff. Mark, I feel like the discourse that we're going to invariably have.
It's coming.
It's coming. And it's unfair to SMU. What they did during the regular season proved that they deserved a shot to come up a Happy Valley and play. They've had a bad day so far, but still time to rectify.
Smith back deep. From the 7-yard line, Rashard Smith made a couple of guys miss, and a nice return out to the 30-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10.
The biggest issue I see with the college football playoff and selection is these super leagues, and you have uneven scheduling within the league. SMU did not play Miami this year. SMU did not play Syracuse. Those teams are 3 and 4 in the ACC. They also didn't play Georgia Tech. I'm not convinced that SMU is the 2nd best team in the ACC, and you can say the same thing for a bunch of the other conferences.
Yeah, when you have unbalanced schedules, Q, you bring up a great point. Blitz off the edge, the pass complete to Roderick Daniels, and Daniels is out close to another SMU first down.
Well, guys, I got to be honest with you. Mentioning the scheduling, when you went away from divisions, it was inevitable. Not all schedules are created equal. And if you don't bring your A game each and every week, and if you don't have quality quarterback play on one particular day, today being that day if you're SMU, then you're going to struggle to win football games. That doesn't diminish the previous 15 weeks of the college football season.
Yeah, that body of work has to count for something. You're right, Ludes. That pass behind the line of scrimmage, caught immediately, and Brinson hit immediately.
And with this conversation, even when we had divisions, we complained about that. In the ACC, it was always coastal chaos, and it wasn't as strong as the Atlantic. The thing about SMU this year is they went into a power conference, and they validated their performance during the regular season with that performance in the ACC championship against what has been the gold standard of the ACC in Clemson.
Smith gets the call on the carry again. Maybe got a yard on the play. Izzard making the tackle. And it's 4th down in a blink for the Mustangs. And at this point, yeah, you keep your offense on the field. Down 31-3, under 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And a very vociferous and boisterous sellout crowd here at Penn State. And they're going to pick up the first down at the 40-yard line. Rashard Smith. There have been a bunch of guys from the University of Miami transferred to SMU.
Yeah. The run there quieted this vociferous crowd. Have been hanging around long enough to be able to put that one into a sentence.
Yeah, it's loud. Up top, flag down. The pass incomplete, intended for Brinson, who was working against Collins.
Holding on the defense, number 29. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's going to move the chains for SMU. Let's take another look at the infraction.
Davian Collins was off balance, kind of had the grab early on. And that's SMU has had a couple of times down the field where Penn State's defensive backs have been called for infractions on pass plays. And they've been so good at the back shoulder throws this year. We haven't seen those here today.
Play clock at 4, and they finally snap it. Going to keep it between the tackles. L.J. Johnson Jr. stopped by Thomas. Picked up 4 on the play. Under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Handed off again. And a nice bit of running again by L.J. Johnson Jr. In for Rashard Smith. They move the chains again. Hey, the College Football Playoff Foundation and ESPN continue to support teachers and coaches during the college football postseason. The Touchdown for Teachers initiative will invest over $300,000 in resources for teachers and coaches, donating $1,000 for every touchdown scored. And the pass complete to the 15. And the Fun Teachers and Coaches projects focus on sports and fitness, Visit touchdownforteachers.org for more information. A 22-yard gain. Hudson making the catch.
Kevin Jennings directing traffic there, imploring Jordan Hudson to come back towards him, so he had a window to throw it into. And there you saw the ability of Kevin Jennings to throw accurately on the run.
He's going to have to use all the tools in his box right now. Jennings reverses course. Complete. Smith still on his feet and stopped up at about the 2-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Mustangs.
How about that throw?
He dropped down at a different angle, didn't he?
Yeah, and then the catch by Rashard Smith.
We're going to have a flag down on the field. Well, Jennings brought his team back from down 17 in the 4th quarter against Clemson. But this is different.
False start. 71 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
And that won't help.
And it's on this side of the field where the false starts have occurred. Why? Because they're going into the student section. Yeah. Student section that calls themselves the best student section in the country.
Hey.
They are passing their final exam with flying colors.
Oh, Jennings with a nice move in the open field. Pulls! And behind his intended receiver, incomplete. Sends up 2nd and goal. Rashard Smith closely covered in the end zone. He didn't have much of a chance at it.
Kevin Jennings put Zane Durant in a bit of a blender in the open field.
10th play of the drive coming up for the Mustangs here. Brinson split wide to the bottom of your screen. Jennings pulls into the end zone. Incomplete, out of bounds. Brinson made the catch, but that one wasn't even close. So it'll be 3rd down and goal.
Kevin Jennings was a little late on the throw. It was a fade comeback to the pylon. And Jennings needs to let go of the ball a little bit earlier so that his receiver has a chance, and then place it further into the field of play, or in the field of play, so his receiver has a chance to come down and bounce.
You have to assume that this is 4th down territory. Jennings surveys. Nobody open. He's sacked all the way back to the 26. Abdul Carter, the defensive player of the year in the Big Ten.
He's been a problem all year long, and he's been a problem today for Savion Byrd.
Man.
Right around him like he wasn't even there. And then Kevin Jennings tries to shimmy forward, shimmy back. No shimmying away from number 11.
That's his 11th sack of the season. A long field goal coming up. And it's no good. Rodgers didn't quite have enough. 31-3 when we come back. Unrivaled is coming to TNT Sports, a new league set to revolutionize 3-on-3 basketball. From team play to one-on-one tournaments, watch stars like Angel Reese, Brianna Stewart, Stewie, Nafisa Collier, and a lot more battle to claim the crown. Don't miss Unrivaled, beginning January 17th on TNT, True TV, and Max. Love me some Nafisa Collier. I think maybe the best all-around player in the game. Love watching her play with Minnesota Lynx.
Better than Asia Wilson?
Did I say Asia Wilson was the best player in the game?
You said that like a month ago.
I love them all, Roddy. Nicholas Singleton has been balling out there today. Nice gain of about 8 yards on the play. Boy, Penn State really at liberty now, Roddy, if they wanted to. Look at the number of plays. They've run 45 plays, but they can be very methodical now and workmanlike in terms of just time of possession, right?
They can, and you would hope that the work that you've done running the football early in the game with that big offensive line starts to pay off here as you try and salt this game away. But the defensive touchdowns have really swung the time of possession in a different way than the score.
Hand off to Katron Allen, and he's going to pick up another first down. Cade Klubnik coming up as Clemson plays next against Texas. Saw him in the ACC championship game against these SMU Mustangs. Boy, what an improvement he's made all year long. And Quinn Ewers, we saw them earlier this season against Texas State. He was hurt, he bounced back, and leading his team against Clemson today. What do you make of that game?
Well, I think it's going to come down to the defenses. Clemson's defense has been excellent all season long, particularly that front, their ability to stop the run. And then conversely, Texas got one of the best defenses in the country, the #1 defense in the country. How does Clemson create some explosive plays against that unit?
Allen put his hat down, was met with resistance at the 44, but the pile still moving inexorably all the way down to the 47-yard line. You think about Clemson going back to that matchup against Texas, and Roddy, just how much more explosive they are offensively this year than they were a year ago at this point.
And honestly, how much more explosive they are offensively than they were at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
Because of those two young receivers, Bryant Wesco and TJ Moore. On this side of the bracket, though, unless SMU storms back, it'll be Penn State against Ashton Jeanty, the runner-up in the Heisman, a guy who was not real excited to be #2 to Travis Hunter.
You're being nice about the way he expressed himself. Allen hands it off. Allen still on his feet and bowls over a would-be tackler down to the 36. Okobia finally bringing him down.
Some guys in the open field choose to shake and bake, and some guys choose violence. Katron Allen at 230 pounds says, Isaiah Okobia, welcome to Big Ten country. How you like that?
Man,
in freezing cold weather.
Yeah, he's the lightning in bad weather. Down to the 37-yard line, 17-yard gallop. 23 seconds to go in the quarter. Singleton back in the ball game. Tyler Warren sets. Toss to the wide side of the field. Singleton is going to be stopped up at about the 33-yard line by Kobe Wilson. And that's going to do it for the third quarter of play.
That's the end of the third quarter.
45 minutes in the books. One of these teams will move on to take on Boise State after the fourth quarter. It's been all happy here in Happy Valley in this new era of college football. Back with the fourth quarter in just a second.
I'm so iconic.
Welcome back for the start of the fourth quarter here at Penn State as the Nittany Lions in control 31-3 right now as we begin the period. Mark Jones alongside Roddy Jones, Quint Kesnick, Tom Luganville down in the field. This is Katron Allen. Wow. Interminable energy and effort on that run. Picks up enough to get the first down. Finally stopped up by Kilgore. A 6-yard gain by Katron Allen, and we have a player slow to get up being tended to by the athletic training staff. We'll be right back. True Power begins with Control. From the epic universe of Dune comes a new HBO original series set 10,000 years before the birth of Paul. It doesn't miss with the finale of Dune. Prophecy streaming tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern on Max. Singleton down to the 10, still on his feet, down to the 9-yard line. First and goal, an 18-yard run.
Both tight ends to the same side, and Khalil Dinkins and Tyler Warren, helped out by Drew Shelton, open up a massive hole on the left side of that offensive line. Get you somebody who can do it all. And honestly, Penn State's got two tight ends that can do it all. Because Tyler Warren gets all the pub, but Khalil Dinkins does most of the dirty work.
Right.
Or does dirty work most of the time, but can catch the ball as well. An excellent tight end room these Nittany Lions have.
Folks, you got to go on YouTube and check out Tyler Warren's high school basketball highlights. They're going to run it on the ground with Allen inside the 5. Down to about the 3-yard line. A 5-yard gain. Mentioned earlier that Tyler Warren did not have any scholarship offers, and then sent in his high school junior year highlights to the coaching staff here at Penn State, and then was offered. And it was interesting. Coach Franklin told us, yeah, I went to go watch him hoop about 4 or 5 times in high school. He hit about 3 or 4 dunks every game, you know, flying above the rim.
That's the kind of athlete that he is. And so often you hear stories from these head coaches about how seeing a guy on a basketball court, you can project how he'll translate at the next level. Again, Tyler Warren was a high school quarterback, and so you didn't get to see
Penn State. They're first.
You didn't get to see everything that translate to a tight end position. But you've seen one of the best tight ends in the country, and a guy who didn't start full-time for him a year ago, playing behind Theo Johnson.
Luke's has more. What do you have, Luke?
Yeah, you know, when you talk to coaches across America and they're recruiting, and if you lined up 10 players at a position and 8 of those 10 don't play another sport and the other 2 do, and it's all equal, they're taking the guy that plays multiple sports. Coaches love wrestlers in the offensive and defensive line, basketball players in all positions, track and field performers, different sets of hand-eye coordination, all the things that you'd love to have, because that makes you a well-rounded player, which is why Tyler Warren is what he is now.
Gotta love it. What was your second sport, Roddy?
Baseball.
Okay. I just assumed you had one, you see?
Yeah,
I wasn't afraid to ask.
The outfield.
Looking at 2nd and goal. They're going to smash it straight ahead. Touchdown, Allen. Nothing like a good old-fashioned lead or ISO play.
And how about this formation? Defense is coming out thinking, what's going on? Then Penn State shifts. It's like, hey, what's going on is we're going to run it right at you. Power run right downhill into the end zone. This Penn State offense really flexed its muscle on the ground on that drive.
Second touchdown of the day for him. Allen, the power component of the power and speed combo with him and Singleton. $38-3. Didn't see this one coming, Parker. Didn't see it coming like this.
No, you certainly didn't. SMU picked a bad day to have a bad day, and the punctuation mark on it so far is a run right at you from Katron Allen.
The College Football Playoff First Round is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Do you think that young man has something to anesthetize himself from the cold weather?
That was a big word. I'm not really sure if he does or doesn't. All I know is the 2 women next to him are looking like, man, I'll take another layer.
Yeah, somebody come get your boy. On the kick return, this is Brashard Smith. Brought down shy of the 25-yard line at about the 21. Flag down on the play as well. SMU came out on the first drive of the 3rd quarter and kicked itself a field goal. But you have the feeling they had to have a much better 3rd quarter than the one they just had to stay in this football game. Let's get the call here from the officials.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist on the receiving team. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
They're going to move it back a little bit. Just under 13 minutes to go here in the fourth and final quarter. Winner of this game will take on Boise State. I'm looking forward to seeing what Genty is going to play like in that next game. You alluded to his remarks in wake of not winning the Heisman. Might have him play like he has something to prove.
So.
Jennings to his tight end. Pardon me, that's Ebby. Stone Eby with the catch and run.
You look at how this Penn State defense matches up with Boise. And it's a defense with the 9th best rush defense in the entire country. So that Boise offense, I'm sure Spencer Danielson, the head coach, Dirk Cutter, the offensive coordinator, spent a long time in the NFL as a head coach and as a coordinator, and I bet they're already starting to cut up that Penn State film and figure out how to get Ashton Genty in the best positions to succeed.
These Penn State linebackers, they're pretty good at coming downhill, filling those gaps.
They are, and look, they're stout up front. They've got great players on the edge, but it comes down to execution. And honestly, SMU was able to move the ball, but quarterback execution has just not been consistent for SMU. And when it has been off, it hasn't just been a little off. It's been catastrophic.
Completes the pass that time to Keyshawn Smith for 9 yards. Out to the 26-yard line, first down and 10. Jennings down the sidelines. Incomplete. His defender fell down, a golden opportunity, but Hudson couldn't squeeze it. Second down and 10.
The first time we've seen that back shoulder throw. And almost completed, but right there.
Look at the numbers in the respective passing games. Second and 10. Smith in the backfield. RPO into the boundary. Jennings keeps it himself. Not many good options available. He's brought down at the 21-yard line by Zane Durant. Mark Jones along with Roddy Jones. Tom Luganville on the sidelines with Pink Pesnick. Here's a look at the college football playoff 12-team field. Notre Dame advancing to play Georgia. The winner of this will take on Boise State. Jennings on the move. Taking a shot downfield. Has a man. And it's incomplete at the 25. Here's a look at the college football playoff rankings brought to you by AT&T and Tennessee, Ohio State coming up. Clemson, Texas next.
So far, the games haven't been the level of competitiveness that we would have liked, but I would implore people to take a step back just a little bit. Let's wait until the first round plays out.
It's too late. The horse is out of the barn.
Yes, it is. And hey, even in the 14 format, we saw blowouts.
Yes.
In those early games, we saw blowouts in the national championship game.
Fair catch called with the 43. Roddy, I'm old enough to remember when they voted on the number 1 and 2 teams and just played that game. Perfection is just an illusion. Remember that. You're watching the college football playoff first round presented by Allstate. As we take a look at smarter decisions brought to you by NerdWallet.
Look at the decisions by Drew Aller on third downs. His mobility has really shown up. When SMU has had pressure, he was able to escape, throw the ball down the field for a completion on a big 3rd and 10. This one a 3rd and 7. The right side gets collapsed. So what does he do? He escapes out, and on the 3rd and 7, picks him up and puts him down the sideline to pick up the first down. And again, the mobility. The snap was a little off. You get 2 excellent blocks up the middle on that quarterback draw. Is able to convert. Drew Aller's efficiency today, particularly on those 3rd downs with his legs, has been really impressive. And while the stats don't jump out at you, a big reason why Penn State is 5 of 10 on 3rd down is because of that guy.
And we have a new quarterback in right now, Ethan Grunkemeyer, in relief of Drew Aller, whose work is done for the afternoon. He's going to hand it off to Singleton. We've got a whistle down the field and some procedure with the flag.
False start. Number 72 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Luke's, what's the 4-1-1 on Grunkemeyer?
Really good player, top 5 quarterback in the 2024 class, so he's a true freshman, hasn't had to burn his red shirt. We had him in the Under Armour All-America game a year ago. One of the things that he can do is flat out throw the football. And Andy Kotelnicki, the offensive coordinator, told us yesterday unequivocally, I have no issue putting him in the football game. He's prepared, he's smart, he works like Drew Aller, and he's really, really talented.
We're going to see what he has right here. Luke's Bo Prabula, of course, has entered the transfer portal. The regular backup, QB number 2, as Singleton is tripped up just shy of the 40-yard line. Prabula was actually a big part of the offensive package for Penn State, but as is the landscape right now in college football, he felt like he was pretty much forced to make a decision at this point or recently to enter the portal.
Bo Prabula is going to be a hot commodity on the transfer portal, is a hot commodity in the transfer portal. But because of the way the calendar shakes out, those quarterback spots fill up quickly. And so Prabula felt like in order to secure his future, he had to sacrifice his team in the present.
And we're going to have an interception on the tip ball. SMU will take over at the Penn State 42-yard line. Brandon Crossley on the tip drill INT, intended for Wallace here.
Throws a little high. Wallace gets his fingers on it. And Crossley's Johnny on the spot, and an inauspicious start.
And if you don't think that James Franklin is still very much coaching to the final whistle, there's a snapshot of his intensity.
And when your first college throw is an interception for Ethan Grunkemeyer, the positive thing is it's all up from here. But James Franklin certainly very, very upset, knowing that the cameras are around, hides his mouth so that we can't see what he's saying.
Jennings gets it off to his receiver, Johnson, and Johnson makes it across the 40. Andre Johnson Jr. brought down at the 39-yard line. Clock running with 9:40 to go in the fourth quarter. It has been a miserable afternoon for Kevin Jennings, who has had much better days.
And I mean, if you were listening at half, Kevin and Berger before halftime were discussing the possibility of going to the backup quarterback Preston Stone. SMU going with their starter.
On the reverse, nowhere to go. Tackle made at the 42 on Daniels. And don't forget, coming up next, it's Clemson in Austin, Texas. Bevo getting ready for the main stage. It used to be 13-0, right? And then that's how they made Bevo. You know the story about that?
I did not.
Yeah, it used to be 13-0, and then they just filled in some caricatures and named him Bevo.
There you go. It's that's an impressive creature in person.
Jennings, there's going to be a flag down at midfield. This might come back. Pass incomplete at the 20. And this is starting to resemble a 2 a.m. shift at Waffle House. It's a little sloppy down there right now.
I was thinking you were going with delicious. But...
Holding on the offense. Number 54, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, third down.
Hey, but don't sleep on the number 2 combo at Waffle House. Okay,
All-star at 2 a.m. Nothing hits like
you
it.
Already
Nothing
know.
hits quite like it.
You already know. Penn State hit SMU with everything today. But it didn't come without some self-inflicted wounds by the Mustangs.
The frustrating thing for SMU, when they go back and watch the film, if they watch the film of this game, they might just burn it and move on. But the opportunities early on, the first drive of the game, they drive down and have a 4th and 1 down inside the 20-yard line. Don't convert the 2 pick sixes.
3rd and 21. Jennings had it tipped. Almost intercepted again at the 45 by Tyler Elston. And we have another flag.
tell you, one of the most impressive things right now is that this whiteout crowd is
Personal
still
foul.
largely
Roughing the
here.
passer on the defense, number 33. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's going to give the Mustangs a break.
Tonight, Dennis Sutton a little bit late to arrive at the quarterback, and then Kevin Jennings ends up on the ground. James Franklin handling that flag a little bit better than he's handled some previous mistakes.
Yeah, you might say that.
In the half.
And Penn State calls timeout.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
We're going to stay right here. Coach Franklin was incensed a moment ago on the sideline, Q.
James Franklin just put it into afterburst here on the far sideline, running about a 15-yard sprint to call that timeout. I wonder if he's got a GPS on him, because we saw at their Friday practice, this Penn State program uses a GPS system. It's called Fast Friday, where they want the players to hit 90% of their max speed. They lined up, they did a bunch of 40-yard bursts, and up on a big screen, Roddy and I witnessed, said Roddy Jones, 21 miles an hour, 96%. The players could see that they're actually hitting their peak. And to me, it's just amazing science to tell you that these guys are fresh and ready in December.
Well, they use that speed today, Q, on both sides of the football. There's another demonstration of it by Tyler Elston.
Let's just say that Q wasn't wearing his glasses and he was reading the screen. It was somebody else, Jones, obviously, if they were hitting it that fast. But it was really cool to see the science behind it. Drew Aller told us when we spoke to him before that practice that everybody, even the quarterbacks, are expected to hit 90% of their max velocity. And to see the guys talking about the immediate feedback that they had was really kind of cool.
Yeah. Great to use the science. Jennings sets up the screen, complete at the 35. That's Roderick Daniels with nowhere to go, bottled up short of the first down by mere inches. With under 8 minutes to go, picked up 7 on the play.
Should also recognize that this performance by Penn State, there's so much pressure on Penn State coming into this game with a home playoff game against an ACC team that previously was in the American Conference. Boise State looming in the next round. There's a lot of pressure for them to get the job done here today. They absolutely took care of business.
Jennings down the middle of the field, got a man! Touchdown, SMU, Daniels. He threw a laser. Their first offensive score of the game comes midway through the fourth quarter.
And it's sort of the recipe Penn State has followed all day. Get the interception and turn it into points. This just shows that the talent of Kevin Jennings. That throw is as good as any that you'll see. It's a really nice job moving up in the pocket and delivering the football.
23rd touchdown pass of the season, the extra point good. And it's 38-10 when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, to Penn State. 38-10, and our guy's still shirtless in the 18-degree weather.
He's not feeling anything, is he? I mean, you're just numb from head to toe at this point. I think that guy.
That security checking on us? You good?
This is a wellness check, big dog. How you doing?
107,000 here. We'll begin a renovation on the stadium here immediately after the game and get to work on it for next season. Allen on the return. So you were excited about this being your first trip here to Happy Valley. What do you make of it so far?
It's been awesome. It's been awesome to see this majestic stadium, to see the crowd, the whiteout, getting to experience a whiteout.
Yeah.
You know, it's a college football bucket list item. Coming to one of the Blue Bloods, one of the most prestigious football powerhouses in the entire country. And the people of Happy Valley have been awesome. So it's been great.
Yeah, always a treat to come here and call games. And my 34 years of college football at ESPN, Some of my fondest memories come from doing games here. Being able to meet with the late, great, legendary Joe Paterno at the Nittany Line Inn for some lobster bisque and lunch. We're going to keep it on the ground here. Singleton will pick up a couple of yards.
Did you make it to Berkey Creamery this time?
Too cold for ice cream, man. In the fall.
Too cold for ice cream. It's never too cold for ice cream. Blasphemy. It's the best time. It doesn't melt. You get the ice cream experience the whole time.
Yeah, you're right. You got a point. I'll try it. You food shamed me into it. Second down coming up for Penn State. Under 7 minutes to play. They'll go on to play Boise State next week. Ethan Grunkemeyer in on his second series. Threw an interception earlier. He hands it off this time to Corey Smith out of the backfield. Smith stays on his feet and makes it out to the 10-yard line for a gain of 1.
Verbo is giving you the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 CFP National Championship on January 20th and $15,000 in one-key cash. Scan the QR code to enter.
And by the way, I do like, in keeping what we were talking about, you come to Penn State, us being here, I like the first-round games being on campus.
It's been awesome spectacles. And look, it has played into the way the games have played out. It looked like yesterday at Notre Dame, the moment and the environment was big for Indiana. And here today, temperatures in the 20s, real feel in the teens.
And students showing up still.
Students showing up.
Because remember, they're not in class right now.
You have to imagine that played into SMU's performance here today, at least in some way, certainly on the field with some of the false starts down near the student section.
It reminds me of the NFL wild card round, where weather's a factor, home field advantage is a factor, and that's compelling going forward. Whether you're a northern team or a southern team, you rally your crowd, and so far in this first round, we've seen a home field advantage be significant.
I'd say if I was Tony Petitti, commissioner of the Big Ten, I'd be lobbying for everything to be on home campuses, because the colder it is, the more it suits his teams.
Out to the 26-yard line. Corey Smith. I said it at the top of the show that the average starting temperature at kickoff for SMU this year was 72 degrees. They know they're not in Dallas right now.
Look, SMU's not going to blame the cold or the environment. They didn't play well today, and they didn't play well in crucial situations and crucial moments. And those crucial moments were really the worst case scenarios of what could have happened. Interceptions turning into points.
2nd and 3. It's going to be Corey Smith again. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Quentin Martin actually on the carry, and Coach Swinney coming up next against the Texas Longhorns and Coach Sarkisian.
His quarterback, Cade Klubnik, returns home to Austin. Went to Westlake High School in Austin, same high school as Drew Brees and Nick Foles and Sam Ehlinger. He goes back to his hometown to play against the Texas Longhorns. You just wonder what those emotions are like.
And how many tickets he had to round up.
So apparently it was only 50.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be a loss by Corey Smith. And the defense gets off the field. Westlake, a legendary high school in the area with a very successful program. That's where Klubnik went to school.
Cade Klubnik did not lose a game in high school, including beating South Lake Carroll, quarterbacked by Quinn Ewers in the state championship game his senior year, where he was the MVP. So a guy that has been through a lot of adversity when he was at Clemson, but when he plays ball in the state of Texas, it is going very well for him.
He committed to Clemson early. Riley Thompson with his 3rd punt of the afternoon, averaging about 43 per punt on the season. This is Daniels. Daniels still on his feet, battling out to the 47-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 from there. Jennings, Klubnik, Jackson Dart, quarterback at University of Mississippi, and Mateer as well at Washington State. 3,000 yards, 350 rushing yards this season. That is a very exclusive and unique club to belong to. Jennings has already said he's coming back next year.
He has, and you know, in this day and age, you're just holding your breath for your quarterback to release an announcement on Twitter about whether or not he's going to return. As we'll see Keldrick Luster take the snaps from here on, it looks like.
They're going to keep it on the ground and hand it off to McFall. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Now for today's Capital One rewarding performance.
How about Abdul Carter, who's been phenomenal. Matched up against Savion Byrd, goes around him like he was a traffic cone, and then the rest of that defensive line collapses to make the play. Abdul Carter, we knew was going to be a problem coming into this game, is the timing of the snap off, and it actually looked like it hit Keyshawn Smith and didn't go anywhere.
The next in line of number 11s here at Penn State. Think about all the great linebackers that have played here and defensive players.
2-minute timeout.
Had a chance to visit with Matt McMillan a little bit earlier here in the booth. Former Penn State great. 2-minute timeout. Back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Penn State. Nittany Lions in control, 38-10, about to move on and take on Boise State in the next round of the newly formed 12-team college football playoff. Mark Jones alongside Roddy Jones, Perkesnik, and Con Luganville down the field. Keldrick Luster in at quarterback in relief of Kevin Jennings. Luster taking a shot downfield into traffic, and it's almost picked off at the 18-yard line. Good safety play and help. Lane coming over to knock that loose. Sets up a 4th down, and they'll punt it away. Now, we talked about Kevin Jennings already saying that he'll return next year. And it's such that, you know, head coaches right now are managing a lot of different variables, re-recruiting their own players, getting commitments from them to come back, hosting official visits for prospects and recruits, and also dealing with NIL and other things. It's a very busy time on the calendar right now for coaches and administrators.
It's as hectic as it ever has been. And the people managing it are the ones in the college football playoff. And now let's look at college football playoff rankings brought to you by AT&T. And Penn State is in a situation where I think their fans have to be thinking, why can't we go on a run in this thing?
Right.
You're going to get Boise State in the next round. While Boise State an excellent team, I think the offense will feel good about their matchup against Boise's defense, particularly when you look at the statistics. You could get Notre Dame, who has struggled to throw the ball consistently this year, or a Georgia team that could be without Carson Beck, their starting quarterback in the semifinals.
Sounds like you're agreeing with the somewhat consensus that feels that they have a very favorable route along the path.
All of these teams are good. However, I would much rather see a Boise State team and a Georgia team that's banged up, or a Notre Dame team that, while they are playing extremely well, can be one-dimensional on offense than I would, let's say, Oregon, who hasn't lost the game this year. It's not taken away from, obviously, Boise in the season that they've had, which was excellent. Played Oregon right down to the wire. All of these teams are good, but Penn State, they're a good football team, too. And if that defense and that pass rush plays well, why not?
As we take a look at that bracket, right, I love what Kenny Dillingham has done at Arizona State this year. They're my sleeper in the entire college football playoff. And Scadaboo at tailback is one of the most dictatorial and imperious ball carriers in the entire country. He's so much fun to watch. So it's going to be great to watch this 12-team college football play out over the next several weeks. 24 seconds to play. And they keep it on the ground up the middle. Martin Jr. on the run, and that should do it. Penn State is going to win 38-10 and move on to play the Broncos. That ties a school record with their 12th win of the season. Tyler Warren, as always, a big factor in their success offensively, but it was the defense that made the early and indelible impression on this game, setting the tone and tenor for the rest of the afternoon.
And what a statement by this Penn State team to start their run in this college football playoff. A lot of pressure coming in. A lot of people saying, hey, James Franklin has struggled in the big games. Well, this Penn State team under James Franklin has not struggled when they are favorites. They win those games with regularity, and they took care of business with an emphatic win today.
And he's downstairs with Q right now.
Congratulations, Coach. Win number 100, really special. How do you best describe the play of your defense, especially in the first half?
I thought our defense played lights out. Obviously, when you're able to create 3 turnovers and 2 for touchdowns, it took us a little time to get going on offense, but as good of a first half of defensive football as I've seen.
You said this game meant everything, the ability to survive and move on. How would you describe the feeling of this victory?
Yeah, you know, a lot of college programs talking about it's a 4-game season. We didn't approach it that way. It's a 65-play season on average on offense, defense, 20 on special teams. Depending on how we handle those plays, we'll get another opportunity, and we got another opportunity.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
They live to play another 65 plays, according to Coach Franklin, against Boise State as they vanquish SMU. Played a strong game on both sides of the football, and SMU, the runner-up in the ACC, just didn't have it today. And that's the way it happens. And unfortunately, in a 1-game college football playoff format, that's all you've got.
This was a nightmare scenario for SMU. The things that you needed to go well early didn't. You turned the ball over. Those turnovers turned directly into touchdowns and pick sixes. And the game got away from them. And that's exactly what you can't have when you're an underdog on the road. You got to keep the game in front of you. You can't lose it early on, and to be quite honest, it's exactly what SMU did.
Yeah. It all started early with that Penn State Nittany Lion defense. Abdul Carter was in Jennings' face like acne all day long. Right there every time he looked up.
He wasn't the only one. It was him. It was denied Dennis Sutton getting after Kevin Jennings. Dominic DeLuca was all over the place. But Abdul Carter, you need your stars to come out in the biggest game, in the biggest moments. Abdul Carter showed why he is likely to be a top 10, maybe even a top 5 pick.
See what kind of impact he can make next week against the nation's top runner, Ashton Jeanty, as they take on the Broncos of Boise State next. Don't forget, coming up next, it's number 12 Clemson in Austin taking on number 5 Texas. As the new era of college football continues in earnest for Tom Luganville, Quinn Kesnick, Roddy Jones, and our talented crew behind the camera, you don't get a chance to see Kim Belton, our producer, and Anthony DeMarco, our director. I'm Mark Jones. Right now, let's check in with Kevin Agandi and Booger McFarland in the studio. Guys?
Mark.